Hello, this is Dr. Mark Dailey. Thanks so much for taking a minute to watch our program. If you remember, we're talking about food sensitivities, and we're going to pick up where we left off on food preservatives and additives. Reports of food intolerance reactions to food preservatives and additives have been widely published. Many are known to cause hives. In 1986, the FDA required that sulfates added to foods be listed on the label and has banned the use of sulfites on fruits and vegetables which are intended to be eaten raw. Now, benzoate preservatives, including sodium benzoate, many different food dyes, and BHA, have been found to produce intolerance reactions in aspirin intolerant individuals. Carefully reading your food labels is one way individuals can try to avoid some of the food preservatives and additives to which you may be sensitive. However, when ingredients are present in very small amounts, they're often not declared on the label. So a better way to avoid potential toxins is to eat fresh, organically grown foods. Now, gluten intolerance is often discussed separately from food intolerances and food allergies because it has been characterized or it has characteristics of both of these sensitivities. The sensitivity to gluten is an important component of celiac sprue. Individuals with this particular condition have problems with the absorption of nutrients. These problems are made much worse by consuming gluten-containing foods. Gluten is really not one single substance, but actually a varying mixture of substances. If wheat flour is used to make dough, and the dough is washed in water until all the water-soluble components and starch is rinsed off, the remaining gummy, yellowish-gray material consisting of protein, carbohydrates, fats, and minerals is called gluten. About 80% of the gluten material is composed of proteins, and about 20% is composed of carbohydrates, fats, and minerals. About 400,000 tons of gluten is produced in the United States each year from about 5 million tons of wheat. Because the gluten in wheat flour creates a nice, spongy, sticky consistency in breads and other baked items, many manufacturers add gluten to their baked items. There's much debate in research literature over the role of oats, barley, and rye in a gluten avoidance meal plan. Traditionally, wheat, oats, barley, and rye have been referred to as gluten grains. However, in a strict chemical sense, the gluten from wheat has a very distinct combination of proteins, carbohydrates, fats, and minerals when it is water washed. There are some components of wheat proteins also found in oats and rye, but because it's unclear to what portion of gluten is responsible for allergic reactions, it's very difficult to assess the role of these other grains in gluten intolerance. In addition, many individuals who are sensitive to wheat are not equally sensitive to oats, Riley's my daughter's name, but oats, barley, or rye. So to be on the safe side, many individuals remove all of these foods from their diet when first trying to determine the possibility of gluten sensitivity. Although food intolerance and food allergies cause symptoms in very different ways, the best way to manage both food intolerance and food allergies is the same. Simply avoid eating the problematic foods. Now, know this. The research may say one thing. There are many variables where gluten and oats and the other grains are concerned, but the bottom line is how it affects you. And we've already done an elimination diet, reintroducing products back into our diet and looking for a reaction. That's really where the rubber meets the road for you specifically. Now, it has been reported that while individuals may sometimes have adverse reactions to particular foods, these reactions are not always consistent. This may be because the response to food involves not only the immune system or a particular sensitivity to some of the molecules in food, but is also affected by the health of the entire gastrointestinal tract and whether it's providing a good barrier for your body. And that's very important. Therefore, when the health of your digestive system is compromised, you may have a sensitivity to foods which otherwise wouldn't affect you adversely, such as in times of extreme stress. The role of your gastrointestinal tract is very broad, and it's not something we can cover inclusively here and now. But it does include your esophageal area, your stomach, your upper and lower gastrointestinal tract. The job is to take the foods that you eat, break it down to molecule-sized pieces, have it absorbed into your body in a controlled way. Your gastrointestinal tract provides a protective barrier between the food you eat and the inside of your body. And when it is healthy and functioning efficiently, it lets in specific food molecules in specific places at specific times. Many things can affect this barrier, and when it is compromised in any way, it can let in food molecules that are not properly digested. This can cause a reaction to a food, not because you're sensitive to it, but because it's in the wrong place at the wrong time. And of course, from that can develop a food sensitivity. And that I've explained a little bit in the past, and we'll get deeper into that as we go. On our next program, we're going to talk about food sensitivities, esophageal reflux, and your stomach. Thanks so much for your time and attention. I wish you the very best of health. Have a wonderful day.